ASM. He actually qualified higher than Dmitriy BRUTSKY, 6th compared to 11th, hence why he's leading. Here we go, Robert Thorn initiates into the bank. Thorn high on the bank. See a little bit of wavering there. BRUTSKY dropping down low, so that wall tap, you can see him minus the bumper, the headlight. Thorn slams down. BRUTSKY thrown off here. BRUTSKY not himself right now, as Robert Thorn could be an absolute dark horse in the scenario here, taking down the two-time ProSpec champ, Dmitriy BRUTSKY
as well, and you can see that he was stumbling in the chase position.
All right, BRUTSKY out front, Drift HQ, BMW, and the ASM, BMW. Both these guys running for that FCP Euro Cup. And BRUTSKY, now he goes high. Thorn goes to the side. BRUTSKY straightens out and goes into the wall. And Thorn continues on.
That was another interesting scenario, Jared. It looks like BRUTSKY got his bumper into the wall a little bit, and Thorn bumped him a little bit. You have to wonder if that bump put him further into the wall, but
Dmitriy BRUTSKY will lead. BuyStrack will give chase. BRUTSKY qualifying second. Wants to get back to that championship form after what I would think would be a lackluster Orlando in his eyes. Drift HQ, BMW now coming through. Earn it here at a track he's very familiar with. BuyStrack taking a shallower line, but does gain that proximity. But that's not going to get her done. That is way too shallow as BuyStrack on the struggle bus here in the chase position. But Dmitriy BRUTSKY delivering. He's one of those drivers that, again, his motto's never settle. I really don't think he's going to chill and just kind of play it back a little bit, because once you do that, kind of mentally you're like, okay, well, I got to apply the pressure. If I can't let him get away. That's that kind of type A mentality you really need in order to be a champion. And look at look at BuyStrack. Maybe not the case here. BuyStrack is filling all that outside zone. BRUTSKY, let's make sure he yeah, so see, there's that shallower line by BuyStrack. So even out front, seems to not be filling. To multiple podiums. So here we go. BRUTSKY and Bogovic. Now, if you recall, last night Bogovic had a bit of a stumble and a hiccup on initiation last night, and there it is again, a little bit of hesitation by Bogovic in the chase. BRUTSKY, very familiar with this track in that Drift HQ Never Settle. BMW, now Bogovic gains some ground. He's right there to the side as BRUTSKY throws some more angle at it. Both of them hitting that inside clip into that final outside zone. Almost dragging bumper with the BMW. Bogovic.
BRUTSKY here. I don't think you can have two top 16 outs and really kind of be a threat for a third championship.
BRUTSKY finished 12th in Orlando. Bogovic initiates in that first outside zone. Looks like he drags bumper. BRUTSKY not going as deep, but Bogovic, look, he's got the horsepower, that vortex. Oh, and BRUTSKY hits him from the rear, and he hits the wall. BRUTSKY spins. Brian, we just talked about getting knocked out, and we're going to have to roll that tape back. Oh, and Bogovic spins. The E36 SLR blank canvas, Corey Talaska. And here comes BRUTSKY into that first outside zone. Talaska right there, backs off to allow the transition, rightfully so, into the second outside zone. Oh, Talaska, big correction from him. He did have the proximity, but halfway through that second outside zone, takes that tighter line and obviously takes it out that inside clip, and that just throws him off. BRUTSKY pieces out and it finishes strong. FCP Euro Cup, FCP Euro, official sponsor of the Link ECU ProSpec Championship. The SLR BMW of Talaska at a deficit, aggressive flick into that outside zone one. BRUTSKY kind of hanging back. Is that the right approach? Maybe, as Talaska doesn't get all the way out to outside zone two. BRUTSKY playing it safe here. I think that might be the right approach, given that he does have an advantage. I think that will pay off for the two-time in that fourth place position, because, again, TLO out-qualified both of them. Here we go, BRUTSKY and Jager. BRUTSKY leads. He qualified second. Jager qualified third. Fairly equal battle here. BRUTSKY initiates in that Drift HQ BMW into that first outside zone. Let's see how they transition. His second outside zone. BRUTSKY brings it on inside. Jager a bit shallow. And now coming through, let's see how they handle this inside one and only front clip. Past the second, into the third, and now BRUTSKY and Jager. Again, BRUTSKY finding that right line. BRUTSKY, who's going against Thorn. Again, winner takes a podium, loser sits in fourth. Alex Jaeger, NOS Energy Drink, Nissan 370Z initiates in that first outside zone. He digs deep. BRUTSKY, now he's a bit shallow. Coming to that second outside zone. Looks like they're both in that second outside zone properly. And past that inside clip goes Jaeger and BRUTSKY. One more outside zone for Jaeger and BRUTSKY. Jaeger all the way out there, BRUTSKY. Sports car racing, and here we go, let's send it! Here we go. BRUTSKY will lead. He qualified second, Thorn qualified fifth. BRUTSKY, that Drift HQ, BMW initiates. Good initiation by BRUTSKY. Thorn right there in tow. Pretty tit for tat. Thorn, a little bit of hesitation there, going to that second outside zone. He finally drops into it, gets into formation. Good job by him. BRUTSKY now transitioning into that front clip. Thorn, great proximity. Good angle, now coming in. Dropping into that final outside zone. BRUTSKY a little bit deeper than Thorn, but we saw that earlier from three-peat. He finished 12th overall in Orlando. Robert Thorn on his maiden voyage did really well, but now he's going against, again, the champion on his second ever FD round. Great initiation. Oh, looks like it ends up biting him just a little bit. Initiates, has to back. Oh, BRUTSKY takes a shallow line. Oh, wow, look at this. Robert Thorn, as he goes wide, want to take a different look as far as angle of this shot. And now here comes Thorn into that final outside zone. And BRUTSKY comes up short, and now look at this. Ryan, want to see that different angle from that. He is going against our two-time and defending champion, Dmitriy BRUTSKY. BRUTSKY will lead, obviously being the #1 qualifier, the higher qualifying driver. Little swing right in front of Rich Whiteman in the JZX 100. Rich Whiteman tucks right in, so look at this. Feeling really comfortable right out of the gate into that second outside zone. Dmitriy BRUTSKY gets out that second zone, where Rich Whiteman has to pedal back. And coming into that third outside zone, let's see the flow here. And I like what Dylan Hughes said the other day in our interview, and I'll get to that in a moment, as looks like Rich goes a little deeper. Dmitriy doesn't get all the way out there, but you got to think in his rearview mirror, you have two-time champion Dmitriy BRUTSKY. He knows what needs to be done, and he's going to apply the pressure. I like what he said, go for the kill. Here we go, Rich Whiteman into that first outside zone, and Dmitriy BRUTSKY just a little bit shy there in regards to chasing down Rich Whiteman. Now in that second outside zone, Rich goes really deep there. Weird flex, but okay. Talking about the flex of that back fender. Dmitriy BRUTSKY comes up short now. Look at this, Rich Whiteman. Oh, boy, that's three off. Overcooks it and burns himself. The NCR 86. BRUTSKY swings in front of Chen. Chen gets in that pocket, into formation, grips up though. Kind of shoots to the side of BRUTSKY in that BMW. Now BRUTSKY, big angle there into that third outside zone, just barely knocks over that BC Racing clipping point. Into that final outside zone, uses all of it, and Chen looks like he just to a championship. So the vehicle is very proven, and BRUTSKY has purchased a couple of SS vehicles and does have the insight of Michael Essa in his corner. So that's always a great facet. Here we go, Nate Chen into that second outside zone. BRUTSKY seems like he needs to get a little more aggressive here in order to really solidify this victory, because Chen is, just I said that, he was in that outside zone, pulled out about halfway through the outside zone 4. There we can see the lights extinguish, and here we go. BRUTSKY leading, Madison giving chase. BRUTSKY into that first outside zone. Derek Madison in the pocket, good proximity, but not exactly absolutely deep and tucked in. Taking a shallower line. Again, there it is, that proximity, kind of nosing in. Then look at, he just whips the back end of the vehicle. BRUTSKY using all of that third outside zone and then into that fourth outside zone. Pretty good job. I mean, really good job by BRUTSKY. Here we go, Derek Madison out front. And Dmitriy BRUTSKY in that chase position into that second outside zone. Derek Madison digging deep. Ooh, just almost maybe kissing that wall into that third outside zone. Look at this, Derek Madison doing what he has to do. He is hoping that Dmitriy BRUTSKY makes a mistake, but our two-time champion pushes hard. A great run by... And Robert Thorne still, yeah, he is leading the championship coming in. And here we go. Dmitriy BRUTSKY. See how he handles this. See if the car's 100. Goes in. Good initiation by both the drivers. Now into that inside clip. What do we got here? Outside zone 1. Wadman buried in the smoke. Outside zone 2 goes Dmitriy BRUTSKY. Up to this point, he's doing everything he needs to do. Could have been a little closer on the inside clip. Wadman nowhere to be found. Just back quite a few lengths. Now seeing that perspective there, looks like Dmitry did exactly what he needed to do. One stinking point.
And they're
and keep in mind Bogovic, you know, he's only 6 points behind. Here we go. Wadman out front. See what kind of speeds. Again, that is not a judge criteria. It's just for sensationalism, showing you how fast they are actually going. Look at this, BRUTSKY, Mr. Never Settle, living up to it right now. Kind of off of that second outside zone, but now tightens it up. See him pushing around that front bumper. That might come into play. Hopefully it doesn't. BRUTSKY moves that front bumper. He takes a way shallower line. Oh no, big implications here for BRUTSKY. Looks like the FCP Euro Cup, $10,000 cash going to the highest finishing European car running the SCP Euro logo. Here we go, Dmitriy BRUTSKY chasing down Robert Thorne. Robert Thorne initiates. There goes Thorne tight on that inside clip. BRUTSKY swings wide. BRUTSKY annihilating that first outside zone, and BRUTSKY coming in tight here on that second inside clip. Thorne using all the course, and then Thorne into that final outside zone. A lot of gravel being thrown up there by Robert Thorne. Gonna have to see what went down. One of these gentlemen is going to take, dominate the lead. Well, not dominate, actually, because I'm telling you, like 30 points. Here we go. So, BRUTSKY now out front. Robert Thorne. Again, BRUTSKY going for his three-peat in the championship, ProSpec championship. Robert Thorne, a rookie in the drifting world. Now, BRUTSKY, good angle coming in on that second inside clip. Let's see how he handles it. You can see BRUTSKY and Thorne baking in that smoke. Now, into that final outside zone. Thorne needs to massage it out there a little bit, comes up short. The question is